You can study in the morning, you can study at night. You can study outside by a campfire light. You can study with the rabbi.
I don't really have a message for this week. I just have a question. Why do people choose to have a bar or bat mitzvah? I mean, really, why do we use that ritual as the gold standard of rituals, of life cycle rituals in Judaism? And why do we do it the way we do it? I think about people who, on any other day of the week, of their lives, would choose to sit in a service for 2 or 3 hours. On this day, we flock to the synagogue. And we mark this transition from childhood to adulthood using all of these rituals, these liturgies, these practices that otherwise are completely foreign to most of us. I always make a joke that you know who's a Jew and who's a non-Jew at services in a conservative synagogue and a bar bat mitzvah. You know how? The ones who show up on time aren't Jewish. It's the non-Jews who come on time because they know that when you go to church, you show up on time. Jews, yeah, we'll be there around 10:30. Prayer, certainly in its formal setting of the synagogue, is really not very important to many of these folks. And so why do they choose to go through this ritual that is so fundamentally based in the trappings of the synagogue and prayer and ritual? I'm not suggesting, by the way, that folks who perhaps don't find themselves often in synagogue aren't committed, proud Jews. This isn't a critique of someone's connection to Judaism. It's a critique of the particular ritual that we've chosen to welcome them into adulthood. I mean, of all the rituals that people are connected to, is prayer really the best one? Why have we chosen to shove all of these children, all these families, into Jewish adulthood through this particular ritual? Could it be that bar bat mitzvah is ripe for reinvention? Maybe it's time that instead of forcing people to participate and connect to Judaism in this one way, that instead we invite them to find their own way. We help them create their own ritual of passage. And then maybe we use we bring a little tefillah, a little prayer in, we bring a little Shabbat in, whatever you want to bring in, and any of those sort of traditional Jewish ways of expressing connection, kashrut. Maybe we bring some of those in, but should they really be the foundational, fundamental aspect to this celebration? The reason this is coming up for is that I have so many of my friends and congregants who will go through the motions. They'll have the bar mitzvah, they'll sit in shul for 2 or 3 hours, and then they'll have a celebration later that day, still on Shabbat, and they'll serve blatantly non-kosher food. Why are we doing this? It's like a game. We have to go through these steps because that's what we're told to do, but they're really meaningless to us. And so as soon as we're done, we can go do whatever we want. Having a bar bat mitzvah only happens in the context of community. You become a bar bat mitzvah on your own. But the celebration itself is all about being part of the community. And when you have a celebration that in so many ways just smacks the community in the face and says, these values aren't important to us, and so we're going to ignore them, that sends a strong message. And I'm not sure that I'm uncomfortable with the message. I think what I'm uncomfortable about is the inconsistencies in the message. In the morning we say one thing, and in the afternoon, the evening, we do something completely different. Maybe it's time for a little honesty in our bar bat mitzvah celebrations. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But that's been what's on my mind.
Let's talk some Torah. It's okay as you will see that we're bound to disagree. Don't have to see eye to eye to make the Torah come alive. Now that I've had my say, let's not waste the whole